Christian nationalism is on the rise in America.
And we officially rededicated America as one nation under God. And we're not changing. We're not changing. And we always have been, and we always will be. We're not going to let them take it away.
What I mean by this is there is a growing number of people who identify with the Christian religion who believe America needs to go back to its foundings, that being based on the Christian religion. In other words, presenting this nation once again to God. I'm here to tell you that America is founded, yes, on the Christian religion. At the same time, it is also not founded on the Christian religion. Allow me to explain. What I mean by America being founded on the Christian religion is culturally. Culturally, the founding fathers were very influenced by the Christian religion. However, the government itself was meant to be secular, meaning non-religious. The main reasons I say that is because of 5 main things. The first, which I will start with the most obvious, is the second president, John Adams, one of the founders, stated in his Treaty of Tripoli with the Barbary pirates, who were majority Muslim at the time, they don't exist anymore, states in Article 11, the United States is no way founded on the Christian religion. In this part I'm paraphrasing. If we ever go to war with you again, it will never be because of religious pretexts. I believe that is the most definitive reasoning why the U.S. government is not founded on the Christian religion. The others are found in the Constitution itself, specifically the First Amendment, which states, and I'm paraphrasing, Congress shall make no respecting religion the national or prioritize one religion over the other. This creates the Establishment Clause. In the second part, which I'm also paraphrasing, the government will not prohibit anyone from exercising their right to practice their faith. This creates the Free Exercise Clause. Another example would be Thomas Jefferson himself, who believed, along with John Adams, that when you combine religion with government, you'll end up corrupting both. Now that we've established America has been culturally founded on Christian values, at the same time the government not being founded on the Christian religion, I believe we look at what my issue with Christian nationalism is. Going back to what I've previously stated about the Establishment Clause and the Right to Free Exercise Clause, specifically the Establishment Clause, and the Founding Fathers themselves, to prioritize and establish America as a Christian nation, you would directly have to rip up the First Amendment, or modify it, and go against the Founding Fathers' wishes. That is not American. And my fear is that when you establish Christianity as the national religion, that we are going to see a very big shift in how America is operated. When I say that, I look to people like Gene Bailey, who has proclaimed himself a Christian fascist, his words, not mine, who wants the Bible, the Christian Bible, to be ahead of our Constitution. That is not okay with me. Because when you prioritize the Bible over our Constitution, you are literally destroying this country. Because I believe there's 2 ways you destroy a country. The first is changing the form of the government. For example, let's take China. China for a long time was ruled by dynasties. There was an emperor, mandate by heaven, etc. Today, China is now ruled by the Chinese Communist Party. While the people there are still ethnically Chinese, they are not ruled in the same way they were 3,000 years ago. Thus, the China that exists today cannot be compared to the China 2,000, even 150 years ago today. The main reason we can say America is still the same 250 years ago compared to today and that back then is because we are still under the Constitution. The Constitution is above all else. To put the Christian Bible above the Constitution literally would create a new America, because this new America is not under the Constitution, it is now under the Bible. On the topic of Gene Bailey, the other concern besides destroying America is the overall hatred towards Muslims and leftists identified as socialists, communists, people who hate America, according to him. It's this hateful, fear-mongering rhetoric that all Muslims, they want to enact Sharia law in America. They want to infiltrate the government. They want to infiltrate the schools, turn it into a Muslim country, etc. That they can't be reasoned with. You cannot reason with terrorists. His words, not mine. And that the radical left, they want to destroy America. They don't support Christian values. They don't support America. It's this hateful rhetoric I see that I even see in my own life. Some of my family members, for example, who watch Gene Bailey, I told them about the Senate race in Michigan, and I told her about two of the candidates. One of them has taken $46 million so far from AIPAC. The other has never taken a dollar from corporations in his life. I told her about all the stuff that he wants to enact. He doesn't want to give money to foreign countries. He wants to put those taxpayer dollars that we give the foreign countries back into the U.S. system. And she agreed with all of it until I said one thing, that he's a devout Muslim. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't matter that I said all those things that she agreed with. Oh, I can't vote for him, he's a Muslim. I was just in disbelief. You agree with everything, but because he's a Muslim, you can't trust him anymore. It's this disgusting rhetoric I see from people like Gene Bailey that is destroying this country, that is tearing it apart, to create an us versus them mentality, which is not helpful for this country. But the thing that concerns me the most is how I'm told that some of the people, some of the pastors in the church advocate for certain politicians because they support Judeo-Christian values, and that they shouldn't vote for so-and-so because they don't support giving money to Israel. That is not okay. Absolutely not okay. Church is supposed to be about spreading the gospel of God and Jesus, not to advocate for a politician you like because he supports giving money to Israel, and then you're telling all these people that they need to vote for him or else they're going to go to hell. That's disgusting. What is wrong with you? Stop doing that. But to end this off, Christian nationalism is on the rise, and it's not stopping anytime soon.